Hi guys. Hey, today I want to talk about whether or not you are chemical sensitive. I didn't know that I was for many years, even decades. And now I know how to deal with it, and we'll talk about that later. But I just wanted to tell you some of the things that can clue you in to whether or not you're chemically sensitive. Do you ever just get a runny nose that you just can't clear up? It's just runny and but no infection, but just or how about watery or itchy or dry eyes? How about a little headache? How about itchy or dry skin or little rashes here and there? Well, that's just the mild stuff, okay? That's all stuff that was happening to me, and I was going to different doctors for different things. So nobody was putting it together with what might be causing all of these things together. So then when the symptoms started getting moderate, then it was burning eyes and burning sinuses, and then it was coughing and sneezing. And then we started in with the neurological stuff like ringing in the ears, vertigo, migraine, brain fog, dissociation and depersonalization and depression, anxiety, a buzzing sensation, and sudden and localized pain, a blistering rash, insomnia. Are you having any of these things? And you're not putting it together, but like maybe it's the perfume I'm wearing, maybe it's the scented soap, maybe it's the hand cream, maybe it's the bug spray my neighbor just sprayed all over their yard, or the fertilizer or something like that. And it's learning to put these things together. And then let's talk about the severe symptoms. Then you're starting with breathing issues and asthma, heavy coughing and choking, even up to anaphylaxis. How about panic attacks? I've dealt with all of these things, and I've gone from doctor to doctor to doctor. And one doctor's saying, oh, it's because of this, and another doctor's saying it's because of that, and they're giving you different pharmaceuticals, and they're you're having reactions to those, and nobody got to the root cause. And what it was all the chemicals in my life. Could this be happening to you? Okay, so now, have you decided that you might be chemically sensitive? Then let's talk about what to do about it. One of the things is learning to live chemical free. The first thing, and this was a rule that I learned many decades ago. My dad told me a long time ago, don't put anything on your skin that you wouldn't eat. He had read a study where people had soaked their feet in garlic water, and within a half hour it was on their breath. That tells you anything that you put on your skin or around your skin is going to be absorbed into your bloodstream, and you don't want a bunch of chemicals in there. So be careful about what you put on your skin. Don't put anything on your clothing or your bedding that you don't want to absorb through your skin or through breathing during the night. Don't put anything in your air. If you've got plugins in the wall, get them out. If you're using scented candles, stop. If you're spraying anything, from personal products to home products, don't put anything in your air. And if you're wanting to spray around your house for pests or fertilize your lawn or whatever, just be so careful that you don't use the stuff that is harsh chemicals. There's so much out there. And if your neighbors are doing it, watch out and take care and keep your windows closed and do what you can to avoid these chemicals. And if you're going into a public place, a small place with a lot of people, I have a little product that I use sometimes, and it does help, even though it doesn't help all the way. Mostly I just don't go into a mall at all. As if it's anywhere near a fragrance counter, I just don't go there. But this you wear around your neck. It's got a little filter, a HEPA filter in it, and a little fan, and it keeps the fresh air flowing over your face.
You want to know what brand that is?
It is called a Respire.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
There it is.
Oh, good.
So that can help. And then I have an air purifier for my bedroom. This is good up to 500 square feet. It's a Medify, but you can find the best brand that works for you. And I try to keep the air, especially the air I'm sleeping in, free of any kind of chemicals. And then what you take in through your air can go directly into your brain. These particles are so small, they can pass the blood-brain barrier. And if you're dealing especially with neurological symptoms, you do not want to be breathing in somebody's perfume. You don't want to be breathing in. I mean, it can bring on neurological symptoms so quick. It's not just the burning eyes or the burning sinuses, but when you're starting to shake and feel terrible, and it's not fun. So avoid all of those things where you can. So let's keep your air clean. Now let's talk about water. So much of water has at least chlorine in it, which is a harsh chemical, and that's their tap water. And a lot of places have fluoride as well, which is a terrible chemical to deal with. So if you can get a water purification system going in your home, or I just go to the store and I buy reverse osmosis water out of their tap, and I reuse the bottles. This was actually a distilled water bottle that I used the distilled water, and then I have been refilling it with my RO water, and I use that for cooking and for drinking. The RO water is really good, and so is distilled water. And a lot of people talk about losing the minerals, and you do. But what you have to do is remineralize your water. If I'm going to cook it with it, I don't worry about it. But if I'm going to drink it, I remineralize my water with lemon or honey or ginger or some kind of aromatic herb, thyme, oregano, mint. Oh, I love mint water. Anyway, so if I'm going to drink it, then I remineralize it. So that's water. Okay, you've decided that you're chemically sensitive and you're going to start cleaning your air and your water and being careful about what you take in. Now let's talk about food a little bit. I eat mostly fruits and vegetables, and I get organic when I can. If some things are not available in organic and I have to buy conventional, then I wash things really good in my purified water. Or I wash them in sudsy water and then I rinse them in purified water. So as important as it is to not take any more chemicals in, well, maybe we should talk about the other foods too, the filler foods. I mean, fruits and vegetables are the most alkaline foods on the planet, which alkalinity is one thing that helps us deal with all the health crises in the world. So getting things alkaline is the best. Fruits and vegetables are what we use for that. And if you can get them chemical free, more organic, out of your own garden is the best. But then that's the best thing to do, to not take in any more chemicals. If you're going to eat meat, make sure you get chemical free, but keep it sparingly, guys. And if you're going to eat other foods, try to keep the processed stuff out. Read your labels. There's so many chemicals in those foods. Just keep it as natural as you can. And then as important as it is to not take it in, let's get it out. Let's get the old chemicals out. Cleansing. And what's the most cleansing food on the planet? Fruit. Eat a lot of fruit. Don't be afraid. I know doctors and nutritionists have got a lot of fruit fear going on, but this stuff is the healing food. This is the antioxidants. This is what heals the body and gives us energy. And it's a natural sugar. It's something our bodies can recognize and use. It's bioavailable. So don't be afraid of fruit sugar.
Okay.
Just one more note about the food. Let's go back to reading the labels. Okay. When I said keep it natural and keep the chemicals out, watch out for little titles in your labels that say natural this or natural that. Even if it says organic, natural flavoring, you don't want that because it's chemicals. Okay, so be very careful of that. Okay, now living chemical free and using some products and cleaning your house and your body and doing all those things that we need to do every day. We talked about the water. Let's talk about cleaning first the house products. I use 7th generation hand washing dish soap and the dishwasher packs. I like it because there's no scent at all and no parabens and no phthalates. So I try to keep all those things as natural as possible. I actually use this for my shampoo and it works great. Okay, and then this is great. Okay, I just bought this morning for $13. I can use this for I use it for hair treatment, scalp treatment. I use it for hand cream, face cream, eye cream. I use it for making my deodorant, which we'll talk about in a second. And you can cook with it. This is a 3-year supply, guys, of all those products. How cheap is that? Okay. And then when I make my deodorant, this is my deodorant. I mix equal parts of coconut oil, arrowroot powder, and baking soda. Just mix it up. You can even add a little bit of essential oil if you want it to smell. This one has a little bit of lime essential oil in it, and I like the way it smells. You just take out a little bit, rub it on your fingers, rub it on wherever you want to stay dry, and it works for more than 24 hours. It makes a great deodorant. And if you don't want any scent, that's fine too. So let's see. For cleaning the house, I just use mainly peroxide and alcohol and vinegar. I've got peroxide, I've got alcohol, and I've got vinegar. And vinegar also makes a great dishwasher rinse aid. So I've got those products. I keep a little spray bottle of alcohol around, and I have one in my car, because after I've touched a shopping cart or anything else, a handrail or anything else, I keep that in my car. Okay, for laundry, dryer sheets are one of the worst things I've found for setting off my chemical sensitivities. Holy cow. Even if a neighbor is using the dryer sheets and I walk outside past there, wow, that's bad stuff. So I just use the wool balls. You put them in, they help remove the static. And then for the laundry, these are washer balls. They're full of little beads, little rocks, and I just put those in the washer. They agitate, they beat the clothes. I guess it's like the old-fashioned washing your clothes on the rocks. And in the whites, when I do my whites, I add a little bit of peroxide into the little bleach dispenser. And so, we're talking saving so much money here and saving our health. Let's see. Oh, I just keep little jars of coconut oil by my bed. One is in the shower. To do my hair, and I only do that once a month. And I think my hair is pretty good, you guys. I mean, let's do a Glinda.
You're so popular.
And so, I just heat my hair up with the water, put a little bit of coconut oil all through it, let it sit, and then wash it out with my dishwasher shampoo.
What's about
Okay.
your toothbrush?
Yeah, there's my toothbrush. Okay, so for toothpaste, I just get my toothbrush wet, dip it in the plain straight baking soda, and wash my teeth.
Ta-da! I like it.
It
So
works
easy.
great. And everything is just so inexpensive and so natural and so ready to go.
Beautiful.
Okay, we're going to talk about cleaning the toilet or cleaning other things that need to be scrubbed. This is recommended by Anthony William, the cleanser Bonemi, and I have actually used this since I was a little kid. So the way I clean the toilet, if it just needs to be swished for a good freshening up, I pour in the vinegar, let it sit for a while, a few minutes to an hour or whatever, and then just go ahead and throw in a handful of baking soda. Watch it go. And then just use your brush and swish it out. If there's a little more dirt, I will use the Bonami with a scrubby sponge. And if it's really hard, then I will use my little pumice stone. So, yeah, that's it. Okay, just another note about cleansing and getting the chemicals out. There's also a tool that I've used from the Medical Medium book series. This is Brain Saver Protocols, where you can actually, after you've had an exposure, deal with it by using his recipes for certain juices, certain combinations of juices that help you deal with getting out those toxins. So here's the exposure shots. Okay, there's a pathogen exposure. If you've been exposed to a virus or a bacteria, this is the one I use, the toxic fragrance exposures. They're just 4 ingredients right there. It has radish, green leaf lettuce, cilantro, and apple. Just 4 ingredients. I want to give all the credit to Medical Medium and SOC. This is the one I do. I do enough to make 10 shots, and I then juice it all together, and then I freeze them in little shots so that whenever I get a toxic fragrance exposure, I can thaw this out by putting the whole thing in some warm water and just letting it thaw. And then when you take a brain shot, you're going to want to have it on an empty stomach, and then give it 15 minutes before you put anything else in your stomach. And you don't want to dilute it or add anything else to it. The one thing I like about this is it tastes good. I like this one. Some of them are hard. Just like any pharmaceutical is hard, you know. And if you're skeptical about this, like I was at first, I just thought, you know, can we trust this person saying that mixing these different ingredients is going to do something for us? Well, we trust those guys in the white lab coats who mix all these different chemicals together and say this is what it's going to do to help you. And sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't, but this does. So I just wanted to let you know about that.
Thank you. Do you just let it thaw out, or what do you do?
I do. I just put it in some warm water, and you know and the trick. Remember that you want to take these on an empty stomach. You know, if you've eaten something, wait an hour, and then on an empty stomach, and then give it 15 minutes before you eat anything else. Give it a chance to work.
So time between things. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay, some of the other exposure shots that you can do, negative energy exposure. You ever get exposed to that? Mold exposure, EMF and 5G, radiation exposure, toxic heavy metals exposure, pesticide, herbicide, and fungicide exposure. So that's just the exposure shots. Oh, and pharmaceutical exposure. Oh, chemtrails. Saw some of those this morning. And then that's all the exposure shots. Then there's also shifter shots, and there's other things. But
yeah, awesome.
One more note. I wanted to tell you some good news. I actually wrote to the leadership of my church, which is a worldwide church, and told them about the chemical sensitivities with people and how they could maybe be a little more sensitive, with the cleaning products and with the refinishing of floors and with just being more sensitive about people. They can't really address people wearing fragrances because that's just going to happen. But as far as being willing to help, I got a letter back from one of the leaders, the director of operations and maintenance. And I just wanted to say that they gave me so much hope. The one thing that I wanted to focus on was where they said, removing automatic air fresheners in the restrooms and putting a focus on cleaning instead of masking odors. Isn't that what we want to do? Let's clean our bodies, let's clean our homes, let's clean our clothes instead of just masking odors. Okay? Everything smells just right without all of those added fragrances. Okay, I love you guys.